am 105 years old. I know what you're thinking. Why would a woman this old still care about sex, still want it, still feel it in the deepest part of her bones? But the truth is, I do. I want it more now than I ever did in my life. And not because I'm desperate, not because I'm lonely, though sometimes I am, but because I've lived long enough to understand what's real and what's worth holding on to. And intimacy, real touch, warmth, it's the last proof that I am alive. When I was young, I thought desire was reckless, dangerous, something that would ruin you if you let it out in the open. I was cautious, careful, polite, the kind of girl who smiled and nodded while men made the decisions and women got quiet. I married my first husband when I was 23. He was kind in his own way, and I loved him. Or maybe I loved the idea of love. We were busy building a life, saving money, buying furniture, having children. Sex was quiet, polite, scheduled. There was no fire, there was no asking, no pushing, no claiming. I was too shy, too scared of seeming improper to say I wanted anything more than what was offered. And so I swallowed it, tucked it away, told myself that someday there would be time for more. But someday never comes the way you think it will. By the time I realized I wanted to be seen, really seen, he was gone. Death came for him first, of course, gentle in its own way, but it left me hollow. I thought I would grieve forever, but grief is not all-consuming. It fades into a quieter ache, a background noise to life. And in that quiet, the body remembers. The body remembers warmth, remembers touch, remembers desire. And so I began to feel again, long after I thought I would. I remarried at 42. My second husband was loud, impatient, sharp. He wanted more than I could give at first, and I wanted him less than I should have. But over the years I learned to ask, learned to lean, learned to stretch beyond the polite boundaries I had always set for myself. Still, I gave him much and kept myself tucked away, afraid to seem greedy or want too much. I thought compromise was love, but compromise unchecked becomes erasure. And now I see it clearly. I erased pieces of myself so carefully, so quietly, that I didn't even notice until it was too late. When I turned 60, my second husband left, long before his time, heart attack, gone, just like that. Life, I realized, is relentless in its departures, and so I learned to live alone. I filled my days with knitting, with walks, with letters, with books, and I was grateful, I really was. But sex, desire, it did not vanish. It changed. Yes, it softened, but it did not leave me. I learned to want it differently. I learned to want closeness, not conquest. I learned that intimacy is not just about bodies. It is about being seen, being held, being remembered. At 70, I met a man named Harold. He was 83, silver-haired, with hands that were rough from years of labor, but gentle when they held mine. We met at a library, both reaching for the same copy of Pride and Prejudice. There was something about the way he smiled, a quiet kindness that spoke louder than words, and slowly we began to touch. First hands brushing, then fingers entwining, then the warmth of bodies in the night. It was nothing like my youth. Nothing like I expected, but it was everything I needed. And it was then that I understood desire at this age is not about lust alone. It is about life. It is about saying, I am still here. I am still human. I still feel. After Harold passed, I found myself asking questions I never thought I would. Can I still feel pleasure? Can I still be wanted? Can I still hold someone close and have them hold me back? And I realized, with a shock that perhaps only someone over 100 can feel, that I wanted it more now than I ever did. not in the reckless, foolish way of youth, but in a deliberate, urgent, essential way. Every touch, every caress, every heartbeat shared with another human being is a defiance against mortality, against the slow fading of life. I think that's why women over 60, over 70, over 100 sometimes crave it more, because the years teach you what matters. The world teaches you loss, teaches you patience, teaches you how fleeting warmth is. And when you finally have the courage to want it, to reach for it, to accept it in its many forms, you understand that this is not shameful, not embarrassing. It is human, it is truth, and at my age, truth is all we have left. I've had lovers since then, quiet men who respect the fact that I have lived a long, complicated life. Men who do not ask me to perform, who do not judge the scars I carry, who understand that desire is not about youth, it is about presence. They are tender, patient, and sometimes clumsy, but it does not matter. Each touch is a reminder, I am still here, I am still wanted, I am still capable of pleasure, and I would not trade it for anything. There are days when the house is silent and I feel the ache of absence keenly. My friends are gone, my family is gone or scattered. I walk through empty rooms and remember the voices, the laughter, the arguments, the little moments of intimacy that built a life. And on those days, sex is not just pleasure, it is connection. It is a lifeline to humanity. It is proof that my body remembers what joy feels like, that my heart remembers what love feels like, that I am still capable of feeling anything at all. I remember a night when I was 98. I had a visitor, a kind elderly man named George. We sat by the fire, talking about old movies, old friends, old regrets, and then, slowly, without a word, he took my hand. He kissed it lightly, and I felt a shiver run through me I hadn't felt in decades. That night we did not make love in the way young people do. We made love in whispers, in warmth, in sighs and gentle touches, and I realized something profound. Desire does not fade, it evolves, it softens, it deepens, and when you are old, it becomes something sacred, something almost holy, because it is not about conquest, it is about being present, being known, being human. People do not talk about this. Society wants to believe that women, after a certain age, stop desiring, stop feeling, but that is a lie. Desire does not have an expiration date. It does not care about wrinkles or aches or the slow tremor of age. It only knows one thing: you are alive. And when you finally embrace it, when you finally let yourself want again, it is as if the world opens up just a little, as if life itself sighs in relief that you are still here, still breathing, still wanting, still human. I have learned to embrace it fully, unapologetically. I let myself want. I let myself seek out intimacy. I let myself feel joy, pure and unashamed. And I do not regret it, not for a second, because at this age regrets are heavy and I cannot carry more than I must. Desire, on the other hand, lifts me, reminds me that life is still possible, still vivid, still moving, even when the body falters and friends vanish and the world forgets you. I will not pretend that every day is full of warmth or touch. Most days I am alone, but even then, even in solitude, desire pulses quietly within me, a reminder of life's persistence. It is a stubborn thing, a beautiful thing, a proof that the soul, the body, and the heart are not done with this world yet. And if I could whisper to every woman who doubts herself, who believes that desire is a crime after 60, I would tell her this: it is not. It is proof that you are alive, that you are human, that you are worthy of pleasure, of connection. of tenderness, and the years only make it more precious, not less. At 105, I know I do not have much time left. I have seen centuries change, families fade, friends vanish, lovers pass. I have felt joy, heartbreak, loneliness, triumph, sorrow. And yet when I feel a hand on mine, a body pressed close, a kiss soft on my forehead, I am reminded that life is not just about surviving. Life is about being felt, being wanted, being present. Desire is not foolish. It is not shameful. It is proof that you exist, proof that your body and heart are alive, proof that even at the very end, warmth, connection, and intimacy are still yours to claim. So yes, I want it, more now than ever, because I have lived long enough to know that touch, closeness, and pleasure are not frivolous. They are essential, and I will not apologize for wanting them. I will not apologize for being human. I will not apologize for feeling alive, even now, in my 105th year, in a world that would have you believe desire dies with age. If this meant something to you, remember it. Desire is not a crime. Connection is not a luxury. Intimacy is not reserved for the young. It is for those of us who have learned what life costs, who have watched people leave, who have felt time slip through our fingers. And when you finally allow yourself to want, truly want, it is as if the world reminds you gently that you are here, that you still matter, that you are still alive. And that, my dear listener, is a gift worth every moment.